Hello, everyone. I'm Sally Knob, and with me today is Shelly Hall. And she's going to tell us a little bit about why she sought the energy work that I do, to how it helped her and how it's impacting her life today. And Shelly does sound baths, so I'm excited to hear more about that and where she's going to be showing up in Central Indiana. So, Shelly, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Sally. I'm thrilled to be here.
I appreciate that. So, can you tell us a little bit about why you reached out to us? Because I have to tell you, and I remember tuning into you a while ago, and you had some things going on energetically that I could tell, but between you and Kara, good Lord, you have some of the cleanest energies I've ever encountered. So I was a little taken back why you reached out. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about that.
um, I'm glad to hear that the energy was clean. have felt like I have been really just energetically blessed and just have always been able to feel a lightness in my life. And I think that upon, sadly enough, the loss of my mom, um, realizing the few years before she passed away that maybe our relationship needed a shift in dynamics. I had seen some generational trauma, and I knew I wasn't going to carry it on. I just always knew that that wasn't a part of who I was, but I almost felt like it was just inherent still inside of me. And so, as much as my mind knew I wasn't going to carry it on, there was parts of my heart and my soul, I think, that were. I wish I could explain it better. That it just was like, well, that's just the way life is, and this is the way you've lived, and your grandmother lived like this, and her grandmother lived like this, and I see it around me with other family members, and I think I just have always known that I was here to break that generational cycle. I just couldn't quite do it on my own. Um, I do feel like I've always led a very joyful life and tried to be very open with, um, my mom about, understanding why my boundaries maybe were different than her boundaries, and um, it wasn't always a easy relationship. There was definitely some waves up and down, but before she passed away, we were in a really great spot. It was something that was just really peaceful for both of us, and we both just loved each other. And then sitting in a hospital room, watching her go through this process of transitioning, um, she really came to a spot where she awoke from what I could tell was some kind of dreaming. She was mumbling. I couldn't understand what she was saying, but you could definitely tell that there was some stress and concern in this mumbling. And she had had a insight, I think, into just the story of her life, and she said to me, "Oh my gosh, honey, all those things that we talked about, like, it really is something that you are here to change in our family. I'm sorry, it's too late for me." And okay, there's a lot of pressure there, but it's like that really was like such a profound moment, and assuring her that she did everything that she could do. She was a wonderful mother. Um, upon knowing different things and understanding different things, you do better. Um, and so to have that complete cycle come around, oh, how I wish she could have been here for us to do this for our family together. But then it's like, it's me, and where do I begin? And I had started meditating a couple years before that, and Kara had spoke about you, And she said, Sally has got some a by proxy that she was is looking for volunteers to work with their energy. Would that be something you'd be interested in? And I was thinking perfect timing, because I really just did not know where to even begin this process. I was at a complete loss. And I do believe in divine timing, and I also trust Kara. She was been in my life for a long time. So knowing that she had recommended you, I felt as if I could trust you. And that is a huge thing too. Opening yourself up to somebody who is going to learn your life story and help you heal from this, and help your future generations heal from this. And actually, even the way you explained it, your past generations heal from this too. And these chains are being, broken all the way around. Um, so you did this energetic work on me remotely, and I didn't know when you were going to do it, but I had a day that I just couldn't quite put a bookmark in, like, why it was different. But I was thinking of you, and I was thinking of Lorinda. And so I just shot you out a quick email about thinking of you guys today, hoping everything's going good, and wondering how the energetic work was doing. And literally you were like, we did your work today. It's no wonder I probably felt that in the quantum.
Mhm.
And this is all such a new journey for me, that even understanding quantum energy, not really having worked with it a lot, I love to just get that verification, like, oh my gosh, yes, that is just beautiful. I love how that it plays out. Like, this is such a natural thing that we need to be able to relax and open ourselves up to, with people that we trust.
Right. And we did your work a while ago, and so much has changed since then, even for myself. And now it's just totally me, just moving energy and frequency. And it's just been such an amazing journey because, with you as a volunteer and Kara and just some of the learning experience working with Lorinda has been mind blowing, you
Mhm.
know. And part of the reason, and for the audience who doesn't know the backstory, maybe, is that we didn't really want you to know when we were going to work on you because we wanted you to feel it authentically.
Mhm.
So you weren't like sitting, okay, today's the day, today's the day. Because the one thing I've learned with energy healing is that I can move energy on some people like right now, and then it will break loose right now. Or others, I've had it not break loose for up to like 40, 45 days later. So you never know when it's going to hit. But as a volunteer, we were curious. Is it going to break loose with you not really knowing, did we work on you or did we not work on you? And it's almost like the blindfold study, or is it the placebo effect? We were just really curious where that was going to take us because we have such inquisitive minds. And, it's all about what is actually going on here in the quantum field and how do we impact it through our attention and intention. And I think it was Tesla that said everything happens through vibration, energy, and frequency, right? That's the keys to the universe. And I think, and we'll touch on it later at the end of the video, you already do that yourself in your own field of work. Um, but how powerful this is. So why don't you tell us at this point how this has impacted your life? Because we met again in person about a week or so ago, and I did a little bit more energy work on you. There wasn't much to do because it's all very clean. So, whatever you do, you need to keep doing because, girlfriend, you and Kara have some of the cleanest energies I've ever encountered. But there was a little bit of distortion, and hopefully that sort of cleared up and got the full activation of the DNA strands going. And again, we'll tell the audience a little bit more about that later. But why don't you tell us um, how you feel impacted today when you compare where you are now to where you were prior to us meeting?
Definitely living a very fulfilling, soul filling, heart filling life. Um, just understanding that this isn't something that I have to carry on. This is something that wasn't mine to carry on to begin with. That was really a beautiful thing to understand that literally this was never mine. It was attached to me. It was, um, you know, possibly through my DNA and all that, but it really wasn't my soul's, what's the word that I'm looking for? It wasn't mine. And I could let it go and have forgiveness, just amazing forgiveness for all the generations before that. How did I get blessed with really being able to be the one to realize, like, this isn't ours to carry on. This needs to stop. We don't need to carry this on. Um, and now I am still around all my same friends and family, and um, but there's a lightness about me, and it is definitely much more of a heart-centered life that I'm living, not so much in my head. Um, I definitely lived with a lot of concern about what other people thought, and judgment, shame, because just things that really weren't mine to hold on like that. That really isn't who I am. I might have been around it, but that really was never a part of me. And just having that feeling of completion, I don't feel like that anymore. We are all just amazing living things, plants, animals, on this earth. We're just all co-creators of our life, and we don't have to hold on to the things that the generations before us have brought into our learned environment since we were little children. We were pure little children, and then we learn all this stuff. So to let that go just left me feeling just like myself all the time, not having to go back into my head and having a shameful thought come, because that really wasn't who I was. That
Right.
was a
So we
learned
can,
behavior.
yeah, so we can, it's probably ancestral healing, right? So it went back several generations.
Mhm.
And Bruce Lipton talks about this quite a bit, that our thoughts can actually impress upon the genes. Our thoughts can impress our genes into our genes. And if they're negative thoughts, and those genes can get carried over in utero. So it truly is ancestral healing. So if you have some ancestor way back that was traumatized or went through being eaten by a bear in the woods, that can actually carry through into you, unbeknownst to you, or even one of your parents, especially, in the generations we were born in. It's just now that we're having this awakening where we're like, ooh, there's a bigger thing going on here. And so when um, we cleared that ancestral baggage, if you will, um, you said that you felt it, and that's what prompted you to email us. Could you maybe touch on that just a minute so people get a better feel of what that was like?
Oh, okay. That's a really difficult thing to put into words. How did it feel?
What it did
Um,
feel. You felt the shift.
Oh, definitely. You could definitely feel the shift. I mean, there's a lightness. I had had also um, some severe breaking out on my face. And I think that when I look back on, I started marking on a calendar when I had these breakouts. And then in my journal, kind of like what was going on in my life during that time. And I've had zero breakouts post that. So
Wow.
that has been a huge, huge change because, and that was not something that I had had like my whole life. I've never had any kind of breakout. So to be a, 40 something year old person and all of a sudden be like, what in the world is happening here?
Yeah.
So I felt that just leaving my body. Um, and that it really is something that came into my mind's eye, like those are just toxins. That's just that toxic behavior. It's all those heavy, dense thoughts, and they're all just pushing out. Um, so that was definitely a reaction and then gone. And I've never had
Just
anything.
the lightness and the repetitive negative
Yes.
thoughts have ceased then, is that
Oh,
right?
completely. Not that there is definitely, I will say, not 100. There's always that human neural pathway that I will have a thought and then I'll be like, Shelly, you're not those thoughts. Like, let that is, that's not your soul talking to you. That is just all of
The old neural network
the
connections
inherited things
going
that
on.
you heard. Yeah. So,
Mhm,
and really believing that and trusting that
mhm.
has led me to have more self love for myself and for all the people that are around me, and understanding and them as well, and them understanding me that we are, the thoughts in our head are not who we are. Those thoughts, just witness those thoughts. Who you are is in your heart. That is something that we can let go of, those inherited thoughts, those family patterns, and move beyond that. So
So
I
it's
felt,
easier. It's not anchoring you down.
mm-hmm,
So yeah. So when you shifted, could you see a change in all your loved ones around you and how they interacted with you?
yes, definitely, definitely a big change in that. Um, I have two sons, and my one son is very congenial. He always has been, and he just is very easygoing. And my other son is a little more guarded, and we always struggle to have a closer relationship. And I think a lot of that was because I was so much in my head and in those family patterns of um, not being with his heart, um, not meeting him on that, and that level of understanding his heart. It was me trying to shape him into what I thought our family should expect him to be. And just upon knowing that he's perfect exactly the way he is, we all are. We are all here for our purpose, and that's not for someone else to decide. That really isn't. And for us, our purpose is a pure purpose. Sometimes it gets muddled up because you're worrying so much about pleasing everyone else or what everyone else is going to think, and you're not going into your heart. And he was in his heart and still is 110%. I love our relationship now because the reflection is he understand, he's like, Mom, I just, I love that you are like you really have changed so much. And you're just so much more relaxed and so much more at peace and living with so much more joy. And he has seen it and spoken of it far more than my other one, because my other one and I have always just had a more easy relationship. We didn't he was going to be the one that was like breaking that pattern in our family, I guess. Now, kind of reflecting on it even here. So that's really been
Mm.
amazing.
The good news is about breaking or healing the ancestral energy, breaking those old patterns. When I work with you or people like you, not only does it releases generations back. So, even though, your ancestors have crossed over, once we release it from you, my understanding is, according to Dr. Bradley Nelson and some of the QHHT, when we kind of gone into some hypnosis sessions and as different people, they're all kind of telling us the same story. Those ancestors also are released of those shackles. And then
Right.
it also carries further into the future. So any children that you have or children that they have, it's gone. It doesn't carry on. So I think that's beautiful. And it sounds like, is it son number two that was the
Yes.
most? I always
Mhm.
feel like those are the ones that teach us the most. And I think it's beautiful that he and you are now resonating kind of in the same vibrational frequency. I don't know how else to say it.
Yes,
That sounds
and
kind
that's
of
what I
odd
think
and new
we are.
agey, but that's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah, it's like we understand each other now. We are
Hmm.
definitely on the same wavelength now. There's no question. Um, he's always had just more of an understanding at a younger age. So it's almost like I've come to his, frequency. He was and is, stands very true in who he is and living in his heart and what his beliefs are. And I was a little wishy-washy about that for a little while. So it is.
So overall, do you find the experience worth it? And would you recommend it? I know it sounds kind of biased because I'm recording
Mhm.
you, but I just want people to know, and I truly want you to answer from your heart.
And that is what it's all about. I would 100% recommend it, because the heart and the brain are now in coherence. That's been the biggest thing for me. Is my head, I was raised always, this is the right thing and that is the right thing. So I knew it. I had a fabulous upbringing, but I didn't always feel it in my heart. And there's a very big difference between knowing that you should, feel empathetic for someone because of something that you should feel empathy for. And then you feel that really in your heart. The energy that comes out of you with that form of empathy, rather than just the form of learned empathy, is it's a completely different thing when you hug someone. And it's the same way with joy, or congratulations, or um, your feelings, when you can have your heart and your mind and not just be so in your head. Really, you just exude a completely different personality. um, I think that my family sees that. I have been able to put myself out in public situations, and um, just that knowing that, this is pure love that is being exuded from me. It's not something that I think I should be doing because this was how I was raised or this is how I was taught. It feels so good. It really feels so.
Liberating, and
Yes.
as you feel liberated and you're in the God vibe, I guess would be
Yeah.
kind of the correct word. Um, don't you feel that you're able to help more people now where you are because you are in a more centered, more heart coherent place versus, trying to meet everybody's needs and fix everybody's problems? I mean, that's what we moms want to do, is that we want to fix everybody's issues. But as we try to fix everybody's issues, we deplete ourselves and we get ourselves out of alignment. And then we don't take time to recharge ourselves because we feel like, well, that's selfish of us, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like maybe we do better as moms when we are pay attention and we give ourselves that opportunities to rest and recharge and break these old patterns and ancestral stuff and trapped emotional energies, whatever's going on that pulls you down, that you can, you can take control of yourself and heal yourself. Or, you can reach out to somebody like me who can help you do that. And also, I want you to tell people what you do and where they can contact you, because I feel like your method of helping people heal and feel better is so beautiful. And in fact, I'm going to be attending one of your sessions for the first time tomorrow evening, and I cannot wait. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how that helps the people that you work with.
I have been practicing being a sound bath practitioner, and I've done this for about a year now. I really have played the bowls and other sacred instruments for a while on my own before I introduced it to the public. It has released so much tension and stress from my body. And that is something that I wanted to share with everyone that I came in contact with. I think as women, we do that. And probably just as humans in general, I can only say as a woman for me, but you do know what everyone else wants. I know what, my kid's favorite food is, or my client's favorite thing is. And then there came a time where it was like, well, what is Shelly's favorite thing? And I just struggled finding what really just brought me into my inner world that could bring me joy. So I started the meditation, and then the meditation took me into a couple other modalities. I enjoy breath work, and the sound bath is with the crystal bowls. And the way that they work is with frequency and vibration. So as you are relaxing comfortably on your yoga mat or beach blanket, I play the bowls with nature sounds in the background. I do think that God put nature out there for us as a perfect reset. So take a walk if you're feeling stressful, or come get a sound bath. The sound bath, the instruments work with our fascia, which is like our human suit underneath all this skin. And the vibrations of the sound bowls allow that fascia to relax and allow our blood to flow through and cleanse. It's like an inner car wash. It just cleanses your blood. It allows those cells that are maybe not as healthy to slough off so that we can get new healthy cells. And um, a lot of times, if you have been through stress, or now scientists are even saying that you can hold these densities in your subconscious from generations past as well. So this will allow those densities to release, which will help with autoimmune and other issues, high blood pressure. It definitely will help to lower your blood pressure. It's a very relaxing, peaceful thing to do for yourself. And our bodies know how to do this. We just have to allow it. We just have to relax. And if we can relax, the body will do all the cleansing for us. It will heal itself. So I love doing the sound baths, especially out in nature where I've got the birds and stuff around and people really can relax, and try and incorporate some breath work in it, feeling that breath inside your body moving around. If we can all get back to a little bit of peace like that, it brings those good endorphins and those good chemicals out. And it gave me something to say, this is what Shelly loves, like, and a good cup of coffee. It's like
There
she
you go.
loves her sound bowls and she loves a good cup of coffee. And it was really just such a sense of peace and sharing it with people, um, and allowing people to give themselves a few minutes to go inside their body. I think, we're all living in such a fast-paced world, there's always things to do. And then there's always distractions with screens and everything else, that balancing that inner world with that outer world can really be so healing for all of us if we can just take the time and practice a little self-care like that.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, for those people who are in the Indianapolis Metroplex area that can actually get to you, how do they find you? How do you want them to reach out to you?
So you can find my website at Sound Bath by Shelly. And also you could email me at Shelly Hull, HULL, iCloud.com. I would
Perfect.
be
Thank
glad, I would
you.
love it. Thank
Thank
you.
you. And I want to thank everybody for watching this video. And if you have an opportunity, please give us a like if you feel heart driven to do so. And if you can, subscribe so you don't miss another upload of other helpful tips in helping you feel better and igniting the superhuman in you. Thanks, Shelley.
Thank you, Sally.